Welcome to this Last Mile Profits video, the last word on the last mile. Is fresh delivery something really hot, or maybe not? If you want to find out more, stay tuned. Experience the future of convenience with modern Expo parcel lockers. Cutting-edge innovations that bring parcel delivery to a fundamentally new level. Follow the link in the description to find the best solution for your business. Gary, there's been a bit of talk about InPost and their fresh product, which there are various question marks about. I in fact made a post recently that has the fresh product gone a bit stale. That does reflect my view on fresh delivery. Is there anything happening in that space in the UK?
So you mean sort of grocery delivery and the sort of non-ambient stuff going in potentially into lockers or final mile? I mean, during the pandemic, during COVID, you couldn't get a grocery home delivery slot for love nor money. And even the sort of click and collect grocery options were absolutely maxed out. People didn't want to go in the shop with other people and put themselves in that risk, and it was absolutely flying. And I think Ocado and others were hoping that habit would stick. And the evidence, certainly in my home market in the UK, is it absolutely has not stuck.
Yeah, I think I read something, and I don't want to be sort of mislead anyone here, but I think Ocado didn't have too great a year, at least in the last reported year.
They crept into profit last year, and I think they're back, into not making profit. They've switched. I think they're on their at least third grocery partner now. They're with Marks and Spencer now. They've been with Waitrose. They've been with Morrison. So just finding that mix is extremely difficult. The kind of brand image of Ocado in the UK is a very sort of middle class, upper middle class Ocado shopper who's get their avocado and smoothie ingredients brought to the door, and because they don't want to go to Tesco's with little Tarquin like everybody else. But so that has put them in a kind of a niche, if you like, and they've got a sort of loyal customer base in that area. But moving from that to mainstream, it just hasn't happened for them.
Well, I'll tell you something. Believe it or not, yours truly was part of the startup team for Amazon Fresh.
I think it would be a shorter list of things that you haven't been involved with, Marek, if I'm absolutely honest.
Well, but listen, the bit that's interesting for me, first of all, I think it's a very, very hard product to make money on. And Amazon, I think it makes a bit of sense because there could be an element of cross-selling. If you want to own the customer, you have to offer him his daily shop or weekly shop because that's how you own them. So for Amazon, it might make sense, although I find it very hard to believe that you can make money on that product. But for anybody else, and this is the thing that gets me, and we, in our pre-recording discussion, we talked about, everyone doing it. DPD is doing it. InPost is doing it, which is what started the discussion. And honestly, I just don't see how you can make money with the customer expectations you have today, the cost of delivery, and it just doesn't match.
No, and bringing it back to lockers as well. This kind of idea of you order all your groceries online, it's sat waiting for you in a locker. You've got 3 temperature zones you need to control. You've got ambient, you've got refrigerated, you've got frozen. So immediately every shop is in three compartments. It's super complicated. The kit is expensive. But the other thing that I think is really important with that is the environmental impact. This is the reason why we're not pushing it to the front. We get lots of inquiries for chilled lockers. Nobody ever buys them. And then one of the issues is the running cost. It's extremely expensive to keep the thing chilled to minus 18 and minus 4. You can't insulate them in the way that you do an industrial freezer or fridge at home. So it's a very, very difficult thing to get into.
And then you have, on top of that, the issue that your locker becomes much smaller because you have to divide it into several zones. And then Murphy's Law, the shipments that come will not necessarily match the split that you've had. And then on top of that, you've got another issue, which is with fresh, you've got to be really, really careful. It's not like a normal return. Anything goes wrong with fresh, that's it. Customer sends the whole thing back. You can't resell a lot of those items.
The closest I've ever come to this is dealing with flowers. Now, flowers are an absolute nightmare. So whenever I've had the opportunity to turn down contracts to deliver flowers to home, I've turned them down. Every single card, maybe this is just my relationships, says sorry on it. So you're already dealing with somebody that's upset. So if you then don't turn up, or you break them, or they're wrong, or they're late, or it comes on the wrong day, it's an absolute catastrophic nightmare. If you turn that from flowers to food, it's even more critical. If you've got everybody sitting around the dining room table waiting for tea to arrive, it's just a horrible mess to be involved with. and a very, very difficult business to make money from, as you say.
The only thing that I will say is that in the scenario, if the tea happens to be an Indian takeaway or a Chinese takeaway or whatever else people like, there is some opportunity because the margins from the restaurant save the day a little bit.
But also, people are coming and will come and get it. So I mean, we've had several conversations with some of the sort of fast food providers. I still think there's an opportunity for a sort of a rear loading locker through the wall of a fast food joint, where you place your order on your app, you're sat in the car park, your phone pings, and you go up to the locker, whiz your phone over, and pick your order up and drive away. So you're not sat in that queue going around through the drive-through. You're in and out in a very different way. The other application I think that is really, really cool for this is, I don't know if you've been in sort of a big, busy, I'm avoiding the names of, fast food place with a drive-through, and that are connected to Just Eat and Deliveroo. You've got 35 guys in there with bikes and backpacks clogging up the restaurant, waiting for the orders. You're hoping they'll pick up the right one. They're hoping that they're not going to obstruct an actual real customer coming in to order something over the counter. If you can get those guys back outside and feed them through a locker through the wall in a systematic way, as I've just described, using the app, what a brilliant solution that would be. I'm right here if you want to call me McDonald's, by the way. I'll be happy to chat it through.
So, Gary, there we have it. We're not so sure about, home delivery of groceries, but perhaps Gary will create a wonderful, amazing locker that works at your local McDonald's or Kentucky or whatever else, and the sort of the courier can pick up your food and bring it home. So
Exactly.
Let's see when that happens.
Yeah, let's streamline the logistics. Fast food is massive and it's growing all the time. Streamlining the logistics for that has got to be a project that we can take on.
Okay, well, listen, looking forward then to a fast food parcel locker. Guys and girls, if anyone's got some comments or suggestions, if you've seen anything like this, then please comment on LinkedIn, add a photo, and we hope you've enjoyed this topic because it's a little bit different, I think. Thanks for watching this Last Mile Profits video. For more up-to-date last mile news and analysis, subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on LinkedIn.